Welcome everyone to D&D Night on DDOstream this Sunday evening from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/DDOstream. Every Sunday night starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, we go and play tabletop D&D. We're a bunch of DDO players playing tabletop D&D tonight. I am your Dungeon Master. I'm the Community Manager for Standing Stone Games. Go by the name of Cordovan there. You can call me Jerry Snook. I'm the DM here tonight. This is part 2 of a 3-part series that takes us through the Halloween and gets us ready for a certain other holiday, which we'll probably be doing some other kind of special about that happens to fall in late December. Stay tuned for more information about that, though. Tonight, we've got part 2 of Minding the Store, along with people in chat. Welcome, and our players tonight, who I'm going to start at the top of the Discord list and go down. Please introduce yourself by voice, tell me the name of your character, and tell the group, including our audience, just a little bit about who it is you're playing. We're going to start with Lucrezia.
Hi everyone, this is Lynn, and I'm playing Lucrezia Stormfoot, who is a human paladin.
All right, up next here we've got Maximilian Rolf.
Hi everybody, this is Alex, also known as Groovy, and I'm playing Maximilian Rolf, who is the spirit of a judge.
All right, up next we have got Tabiana.
He got himself a bit blown up prior.
All right, up next we have got Tabiana.
Hey, this is Even Note playing Tabiana Brightleaf, the Halfling Cleric.
All right, and that is our group here tonight. So, to refresh everyone's memory, this group is a member of the Queen's Guard. They get sent essentially on elite missions across the realm.
Did Corky introduce himself?
Oh.
No, Corky was in the middle of changing his nickname, so I think I messed up Cordovan there.
Oh no! Hey, that's fine. You get to go first. You get to go first, right? Because this now first. Okay, so first, Corky. Hi, Corky.
There you go. How do you do? This is Comic Relief. I'm playing Corky, who is a human monk, and the other nickname I had was for the game. That's why I changed it.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, so you're all members of the Queen's Guard, and you get sent on elite missions twice now to far reaches of the realm. The first time around, we're not really going to get into because it isn't relevant, other than to say, at the end of that, the health of the Queen was brought into severe question, whether or not the Queen herself may be dead. Now, you don't know for sure. Something like that, if it were to happen, would be huge for the realm, because this Queen has run the realm literally for as long as there has been human history. You were sent, again, as a member of the Queen's Guard, to give a note to a shop owner who lives in the far reaches of the northwestern part of the realm. And when you got there, you found out it wasn't actually a shop, but rather a storehouse for high magic items, run by one Esnazarius Jr., who quickly took off. And after getting the note, so you don't actually know too much about the store itself, although clearly it's not a store, but rather a storehouse of high magic, probably a secret warehouse of high magic, by which you are now in charge of, along with a certain member named Glud, who is not pictured here because Glud is an NPC who showed up literally 3 minutes before you did, only to be said, great, glad you're here. Okay, so you're in charge, and then started to speak 3 minutes prior to you guys barging in and presenting the note and causing Esnazarius to just bolt out of the place. As if his life depended on it, which is certainly possible, and the person clearly has some level of high magical skill in order to be able to mind this store. There is also a cat.
I was going to say, also a very important point, that Esnazarius Jr. is in fact a cat.
Yep, the cat who is here. There is also a gelatinous cube, which basically keeps the aisles clean and everything throughout the night, although trying to sleep inside of the store, it has no compulsion about not running you over. Probably. I mean, you don't know. You've never tried. You probably don't want to. You have had a break-in here in part 1. During the middle of the night, something either escaped from an object, or perhaps the object itself was being stolen. It was dragged across the floor, and when you went to investigate, you noticed an item missing then in the other corner of the store, potentially by one of the back doors, which you then boarded up pretty severely. And are there any kind of questions or things we should mention before we move on to really the latter part of last session?
And to remind everyone, we had just fought a hag, we think a hag, and she ran off before we could finish her off, so she's still at large.
That's true. It was basically a hag, if not a hag itself, and you almost killed her. But she managed to escape with her life. It's not really clear what she was doing there. You didn't give her much of an opportunity to converse with you either, so it isn't really clear what's going on here. What is your impression, by the way, about what this place is that you're guarding, and why some things might be trying to get to it? And if so, why would they put you in charge?
Well, it's like a powerful magic item and weapon store, and or storage rather, and I would assume people are trying to break into it all the time to get those things. As to why we were left, something in that letter that we didn't see, probably.
Or maybe nobody else will take the job.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Because the letters changed based on who was looking at it, so we have no idea what he actually saw.
That is a very good point.
I forgot about that.
So when we left off the end of last session, you had just finished the battle with the hag. The hag had just escaped. The 4 of you, minus Glud, who was still inside of the establishment, trying to guard it and make sure that nothing was, snuck away while you were outside, essentially battling this thing. So now you're post-battle, and you're outside. What would you like to do?
Is it still as cold as it was?
It is, although it's getting less cold all the time. So
Okay.
It seems likely that hag brought the cold with her.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good news, probably.
As hags often do.
Well, I don't think we should run off like chasing anything, because then the warehouse is unguarded.
Right.
So my thought is we just sort of get back to the porch and keep watch.
Right.
Yeah,
Although I
don't
can't
venture
remember-
too far.
I can't remember, did he say how long he was leaving us here, or is he just gone forever? Because if he's gone forever, we got to figure out like
Food.
what we're doing.
All right, well, so that is the point. Remember, Esnazarius just bolted without really answering any of your questions. You have no idea how long this person is going to be gone now. If your worst fears are true, that perhaps maybe Esnazarius was called to the Queen's chamber to see if there's anything that his level of magic could do to save the Queen's life or something, perhaps, then God only knows how long that might take if and when Esnazarius were to get there, right?
Right.
So I guess it could be worse people put in charge of this place. Clearly you've got some skills, but you also have already learned. I think there has been a few minor encounters, right? You fought a little snake of some kind and a few other things. You already know the risks of sort of messing with some of the objects in here, although you are welcome to do so at any time. So I'm just going to say real quick, just for the purposes of saving everyone a whole bunch of hassle and time, we're going to give you a long rest here, and say, if you choose to, you can find a place. You had set up sort of a place to rest just outside of the establishment under like an awning, and you can rest there for approximately 8 hours doing shifts if you want to.
That sounds good.
Yay, spell slots back.
Okay. So
Does it continue to warm up through the night?
It does, although
Or
it's
through
still
the 8
pretty
hours.
cold up here. Yeah, it's clearly getting pretty close to winterish. So within limited capacity. It's not the kind of ice cold as if it was an oncoming snowstorm sort of thing. Although it definitely is, you'll want a campfire if you don't want to be cold. Which, hey, maybe you don't mind being cold because you've been doing this a lot.
I'd prefer a fire. I mean, I think there's enough debris around that it should be easy enough to keep one going, right?
Yes, you could, and this is, as you see, sort of a public square area. If I recall, we had said that there was a fountain in the center that was currently inactive, but there was like a fountain in the center there.
Right. Remember, everyone, to reload your blunderbusses.
Oh yeah, that takes like an hour.
If the fountain isn't active, I'm sure we can find plenty of things to keep the fire going, because I'm sure people have thrown all their garbage in there.
All right, so in the morning, there's no sign of Estus Arius there. Glut is kind of pacing back and forth saying, okay, well, I can tell you this much, folks, and he points to a section over by the table here, and let me draw it on the map. That is a net trap. I have determined that. I determined that the hard way, but I've determined that, and I've put it back and set it to work. So, we now have a net trap over that door.
Oh right, I remember that. Yeah, we had kind of checked out the whole place for the traps, but left them active just so we knew where they were.
There is one that you see behind what amounts to a front counter, to the extent there is actually a front counter. It's kind of a high counter. And there's a 10-foot, or 5-foot rather, pit trap just right there leading into some spikes. Clearly, you don't stand there if you have reason to be standing next to it, right?
Right. And I think I was patrolling periodically since I have to want generally to interact with something.
All right, so before I kind of move us on to whatever it is we're going to be doing next here, I wanted to give you an opportunity to sort of take the reins for a bit if you wanted to, and do anything you wanted to try, kind of let me know if there's anything you want to do. Otherwise, I will forcibly move us forward here in a little bit.
If I recall, we were taking not a detailed inventory, but a general inventory of, like, there are so many items on this shelf, or on this shelving, so many items on this shelving type of thing. We get that completed?
You were working on it, and Glud particularly was working on it. But I would say completely, no, that's going to be, to fully inventory the store would probably take a full week.
Well, no, again, not fully inventory, just like, okay, there's 6 objects on this shelf, there are 12 objects on this shelf.
Yeah, everything seems to be spaced at least approximately 6 inches apart or so. Each one gets its own space on the shelf. Clearly these are objects of importance, perhaps power, perhaps that need their own individual set of magical wards or something like that. So they're placed in such a way as to facilitate that.
Right. I figured this is just a checklist, more or less, so we can be like, oh, that's different.
Hey,
yeah, that's
something's
different.
missing, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see the vases. The vases, I'm going to move one just so you can identify it. You can see some chests. You see, like, tapestries. I put question marks for, like, curios. Exclamation points for something that are maybe a little scarier, like, why would you actually want to interact with that? Things that you can investigate if you want. There's some, I can't remember what these are exactly, smaller boxes. And I believe we have, like, urns and lamps.
What about the letter tokens?
Letter tokens are objects of specific things that we will get to if you want to investigate them. You did determine that the one in that lower right, by the way, is like a casket, if I recall, along with the urn. So you did figure out some of that. And I recall you figured out what O was, too, if I could remember.
Yeah, there was a fire-breathing something or another down there, statue.
Yep, there's a fire-breathing statue. That's what the circle is down there. Yep. I think it was like an orb or something like that. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I think our basic plan is, kind of like Corky was saying, like a loose catalog of what's here, so we notice if anything specific is missing, and kind of shoring up the doors and continuing to wait.
Without getting into like detail of what each object is, other than maybe its general shape, you were able to get through the morning here with working a general outline of what should be here and what shouldn't be here, so that in the future, pretty good chance you'd be able to tell if something was clearly missing. You also do notice that, similar to the situation with the rug, if you recall, that kind of came down from that one shelf, it's very dusty here, so I think it's likely that things are placed on the shelf and then deliberately kept there for a very long time. Like their purpose is to be kept there for a very long time. That seems pretty clear as well.
Yeah, it's a store in the same way that you have a store of grain.
So that being said, it seems particularly odd when you hear a knock on the front door during your morning routine. And do you want to see who is there?
Glad, go see who's there.
I was just about to say that. Blood looks like he wants to meet interesting new people. I vote we send him.
Glut is like, oh, hell no. I'm not going up there. There's nobody who's supposed to be attending or showing up to this place. Isn't that at least clear? He's like hiding behind a table back here.
Did you realize you made that NPC visible?
I did.
Alright.
Because there are, remember, like some old boarded up windows and stuff around there.
What do you want? Go away. We're busy.
I wish.
Should our icons be on the Mage Store map or on the...
Well, yeah, good point. I suppose we should put you, because you had said you were taking a catalog, so I'm going to move you inside, and this is actually a good point. As you can see, we're moving to the inside of the store here. Let me make sure I'll share it just in case anyone needs it. Place yourself on the map where you would be at this point in time, based on what you were doing and what we just said.
I know it was somewhere near the cat.
Still haven't learned your lesson from last time, have you?
Nope. Kitty!
I mean, probably not. That much seems clear. But sure.
It's not just.
It's like a cat. At least it looks like a cat. Alright, so, anyway, you heard a knock on the door. What are you gonna do? You just sort of yelled out, who's there? And
Yes.
The person says, I am Althea, and I wish to speak with you.
Did that voice sound awfully haggy, or was it just me?
Well, go ahead and speak. We can hear you.
No, I wish to come out. For you to come outside. Let us meet in the square.
Have we already met in the square last night before you ran out of the square?
That is what I wish to discuss with you. I wish to know why you tried to kill my mother.
Why did your mother try to kill us?
Yeah, so you hear nothing more. Are you going to step outside? Or are you going to wait? What would you like to do? It's up to you.
I'll go out.
I'm going to move up into the front part of the store so I'm ready, but I'm not going to go out yet.
Well, if somebody's going out, can't go out alone, so in for a penny, in for a pound.
Okay, if everybody's going out, I'll go out, but I'm not going out with just two of us.
All right, I should have you all on the map. You should all be able to see it. You see that she has moved pretty quickly and is now on the other side of the abandoned fountain. Although her voice is not powerful, you hear it pretty clearly in your minds at the very least, and it sounds like it is coming in through your ears. She says, "My name is Althea, and I wish to know why you were trying to kill my mother, who is doing naught but trying to get what is rightfully hers."
What is rightfully hers? We've been set to guard this warehouse, and we have no knowledge of any of this being somebody else's.
Well, where do you think these items came from? I can tell you at least that one of them came from my mother's.
Do you have any proof of this? And which item is that?
We don't need proof. It is none of your business, and that is what I would like to discuss with you. With your permission, I would like to see you leave the store, and then we will bring in my mother peacefully to grab the item which is hers, and then leave the store,
Well,
and
actually,
everybody will survive. That is my offer to you.
Proof of who it belongs to is our business, as that we have accepted an assignment to guard this store and the items in it. That's our responsibility. We can't just let people walk in and say, "Oh, that's mine," and say, "Oh, sure."
Well, she says, it is none of your business, and nothing that I will be discussing with the likes of you. Were you to know which item it was, that is knowledge that would automatically mean you would have to die.
You talk well for somebody who ran away in the middle of the night.
No, this is clearly not the same person. Although the thing is the more you look at her, the more, I guess you wouldn't really want to say attractive she becomes, but maybe the more distinguished she becomes. And you start to appreciate her sort of appearance and interest in just sort of acting the way she acts and looking the way she looks without having to worry about what other people are thinking about her per se. And it actually starts to look pretty attractive. And I mean that in a way as if like, wait a second.
I shouldn't think that. So, it looks like we got at the very least another witch.
Also, she's in a red box, which means she's hostile.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but we've been set to guard this, and without proof of purchase, we just cannot give over anything. We don't have that kind of authority. Come back next week.
Ah, well, she says, then I guess you'll all have to die. And she snaps her fingers and disappears.
See? All right. That's it for hags. Hags show up.
They show up, they start a
them
bunch of
down.
drama, they try to blame you for it, and then they disappear.
Just there's no reason to fall back on old habits. No reason to really negotiate or speak with them or try to convince them that the ill of their ways. Just pass judgment.
All right. Well, I'm going to put you. Are you want to stay outside, or would you like to go back into the store? What would you like to do?
Back in myself.
I'll go back in.
Sure, back in.
Yep.
All right. It seems quiet. Are you going to? What are you going to do the moment you sort of walk into the store? You see it as pictured here.
Hey, Glad, have you seen a bunch of hags hanging around here before?
What, you mean in the 3 minutes before I showed up? Before you showed up? No, I did not see
Yes.
any hags here.
Okay. Well, we seem to have a hag problem.
Second one in as many days.
I saw a crazy wizard, and he said I was in charge, and that this was probably the most dangerous place I will have ever seen, and I will probably be dead, but it will be worth it to be looking at this cool stuff. And then he started walking over by the table there, and he said, oh, and by the way, that gelatinous cube keeps things clean. That's great, except it'll also kill you. And then you showed up.
And he didn't mention hags at all.
He did not.
Well, to be fair, I mean, technically, which of course is the best way, everything in here is illegal, other than it belongs presumably to the queen. So, or at least, and of course, the magics of hags would also classify them in the same bag. So, really, it shouldn't be that hard for us to just deny people.
So this desk I'm standing next to, is there any kind of paperwork or like bookkeeping stuff?
It looks to be a tall desk as if it was meant simply as a place to greet customers. Perhaps hand over items or parcels from a higher position of higher to lower, and then to receive parcels in a position of receiving them from below you. Almost as if it was a deliberately placed that way. The floor itself just kind of slopes up until it meets the rest of the floor here, if you can kind of picture it. And that's really that. I did want to say, however, that Corky, I would like you to make a perception check. And do I have the tower active? I don't think I do. But if I have the tower active, go and use it.
Yeah, I have it on my screen. It won't show on your screen.
Okay,
if you're the
cool.
DM.
All right. You thought you heard the cats kind of maybe sneeze?
Had a fireball come shooting out of his mouth or anything?
Doesn't appear to have. Just, I guess it was just the cat.
Just spittle. What is A? Since I'm sitting next to, in between it and
A
L.
is going to be an antique candelabra. Ancient candelabra, as a matter of fact. Antique even for the period, probably from one of the oldest you've ever seen. It appears to be chiseled out of some kind of exceptionally translucent mineral gem. This is all without touching it, of course.
Right.
So, hey, Tabiana, did you see that cat sneeze?
Well, I think there's the. Is that like a wall down the center of it, or is the map just not lining up?
The map just doesn't line up. So
Okay,
basically,
well, since
this is all open floor going all the way back, except for the shelves, which, are what they are.
Since I am paying a lot of attention to the cat, I'm guessing maybe I would have heard it sneeze. Should I roll perception as well?
Sure. Okay. You see the cat just kind of laying on the floor. Doesn't look like it would be comfortable.
It's a cat. Cats always do things that look uncomfortable.
Okay, Maximilian, you make a perception check. Okay, as you pass by the gelatinous cube, you could have sworn that you saw the brief outline of something in the back corner behind you.
So like here?
Yeah.
Hey guys, let's look over here for a second. And I'll move probably to there.
Okay, hang on a quick second. You see a rat scurrying away all the way to the bookshelf. However, it was bringing some kind of scroll that had dropped on the floor before it went away.
Okay. I was right. So, guess we should get that scroll. I think it goes back over here. Let me see if I can get it with a mage hand. Get it off the ground.
Can you see what the scroll is?
Maybe. I could hold it up and...
You could, if you want to pick it up and read it, you could.
Okay. Well, I'm manipulating it with my mage hand because, well, it's more solid than me. So, and look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a scroll with the mage hand, but you can't unroll it with one hand and read it. Oh, I mean, well, you kind of could, but you'd still be reading it if you want to read it.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. Well, let's see what we got. It's a story of a person who is almost ready to die in a desert, but then gets fresh... Uh-oh. And about that time, the air elemental comes out of the scroll.
Oh boy.
Well, I would be more surprised. But I'm not actually terribly surprised. Let's
Roll for initiative.
deal with this.
All right, we've got some rolls. First up, Corky.
Okay. I'll move a little bit closer. I can make it to about there. That's all I'll do.
Okay. Lucretia?
Okay, let's see how far I can make. 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, I don't want to go in front of the ooze. I'm not sure exactly where I can go. I think that's the closest.
Okay.
And well, I have a crossbow. I will shoot at it with my crossbow. Which I'm not super at, but... see? Not super.
That is an unfortunate miss. All right, where we go? Here we go. All right, Tapiana.
Is this table low enough that I could aim something over the table at it? And if not, can I just jump up on the table behind me?
You can aim over the table. There is a chance if you like roll a 1 or something, you might knock something off it. But
Okay.
you could probably jump over the table if you wanted, if you had skills in that regard.
I'm going to shoot a scorching ray at it.
That is a miss.
Oh, damn. That's all I got. Oh, wait, do I get 3 scorching rays? Do I need to roll them each separately?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. That's my first scorching ray. Second scorching ray. Big money, big money. Okay, never mind. Why does an air alley have such high AC? It's not like they're wearing armor.
Okay, so
They're very
it is
dexterous.
going to basically move into your squares here. Everyone needs to make a save with strength. I can have it roll it on you. Maximilian succeeds. Actually, I'm taking care of it. Lucrezia fails. And Tabiana rolls a 1. So, unfortunately...
Oh, I rolled my own and I
Yep.
got a 16, darn it.
Oh, mine rolled twice.
Yeah, Jerry rolled
No, I rolled it on you as an... Because
Oh,
remember,
I
the
see,
whirlwind,
okay.
I can actually just apply it to you as the spell.
Right,
and then it'll
okay.
apply the spell effects and such as it should. Let me just double check it's that. In this space must make a DC 13. I want to see what that dex one is. If the target is thrown at another creature, that creature must succeed on a DC 13. Okay, we'll see. That's what those double effects are. Alright, so, there we go. You take 12 points of damage there, Tabiana, as you get flung back on that table and then flipped around back, thankfully not in too bad a place. Now, you, Lucrezia, take 18 points of
Ouch.
damage and get slammed into the bookshelf, shattering some glass, at which point it just gets whipped into your face and front, and you take a fair amount of damage there. You are, however, basically located right next to it. Now, Maximilian, I'm going to double check here, because I think it's just by saving. Yeah, just on a failure you take damage. So you're okay. You kind of managed to hold your space, and you were all right.
All right.
It is now your turn.
I guess it's harder to whip me around. Well, I'm going to send out my other hand, which in this case will be a spectral hand, Chill Touch. Nope.
It is an unfortunate miss.
We are not rolling so great so far.
Well, you're rolling into it, but I mean, this thing is just causing such a bunch of dust and everything. It's almost like it's absorbing it. It's just not hitting where it needs to hit.
And let's see. It can get an attack of opportunity with me as me and its scroll is going to move.
It is going to take an attack of opportunity, yes. It hits with a slam attack. And you take 9 points of damage, bludgeon damage,
All right.
on your way out.
In that case, as my reaction, I'll use Hellish Rebuke on it.
Nice. That's a success.
Saves for half, anyway. So. Oh,
Wow, that was an unfortunately low roll there.
Yeah,
but still, it
3 to
took some
30.
damage. It took some damage. Took 3 points. So there you go. Or 7, but some was resisted. I know it was half damage of 7, so 3.
yeah. Mark up that spell. I'm done.
All right. The cat is not moving. Glud is like, what do you need me to do? He's running close. Do you want him to like use his firebolt cantrip?
Sure.
Yes.
All right, I'll try. And that's a miss. The gelatinous cube is moving away. All right, round 2. I do a situation where initiative is re-rolled at the start of each turn automatically. So we're on turn 2, and Maximilian, you are up.
All right. Maybe this turn will go better for us. He's going to be immune to that. So let's try this. Nope. Maybe not.
That's a 1. You just have 1 attack?
Yep.
All right. Well, I mean, if you want to take a chance, there are some pretty powerful things around here if you need to. What you think might be bad is if it, say, tore into bookshelves and started sending these things flying into walls.
Yeah. So that's that.
Lucrezia, you're up.
Okay. I think I'm gonna try Thunderous Smite on it. It's bonus action on my attack. So do I roll just to hit first and then roll the Thunderous Smite stuff? Or
Yeah,
how does that
I believe so. It should be on your sheet somewhere. I can look it up if we need to.
Yeah, well, it has. Okay, I'll just roll to hit.
Yeah, you'll just exactly. You'll roll the save on it, and then if that works, then you will just roll or drag the effect to the thing you want.
I missed anyway. So.
Okay, yeah, because it basically has actually it just has an attack or a cast that'll do that as well. But you could just roll the save. But yeah, just put the cast effect. Like I'll have this work.
Hit
Boom.
cast.
And then, yeah, there you go. And I'm going to give you the luck of the draw. So why don't you do a little damage here?
Okay, let's see. Damage.
All right, it took a little bit of damage. Does it get pushed back when it takes damage?
Yes, it has to make a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away and knocked
Okay.
prone, although how that works with the air elemental, I don't know.
It fails its strength save and gets pushed back 10 feet into the net. Now, it is an air elemental, but still, the net comes down upon it. And now you've got a swirling, swinging net sitting there.
Have fun, Corky.
There you go. Corky, it's your turn.
Okay.
I'm going to give you why don't you
Decision.
click the +2 button on your attack, since you can kind of more easily see what you should be aiming at now.
Alrighty. Well,
I wouldn't try grappling it, though.
no, not grapple. I'm gonna move up close though. And then I'm gonna try to smack it with my quarterstaff.
All right, that is a hit. For 10 points of damage to the arrow elemental. Nicely done.
And then as a bonus action, I'll do an unarmed strike. Is that still a +2?
Yep.
That looks like that.
That was a miss. Yep, that was a miss. Did you have any other movement or anything else you wanted to do?
No, I'm good here. I'll just stay here.
All right, it is the air elemental's turn. It is going to do a slam attack. Actually, it's the multi-attack. What is that? 2 slam attacks. So it's going to do 2 attacks on you, Corky. The first attack is a miss. The second attack is also a 2. We got real lucky there. Pair of 2s. All right, great. So that's good.
You know what they say, it's better to be lucky than good.
It is, however, going to also move into your space, so you will need to make a strength save, which I will do for you. Which you failed. You take 13 points of damage. Slam into that bookcase and are prone. The cat stirs. Tabiana, your turn.
Can I use a free or bonus action to look at the cat and try to figure out what it's doing?
Yeah, if you want to. Make a perception check.
Is it in the tower or out?
You can do it out. That's fine. All right, you get a pretty good sense that the cat is licking its foot.
Does it look like it's just being a cat and washing, or does it
Yes.
look hurt?
Yes.
Okay. So the cat is just like, oh, things are going on, that's okay, I'm going to wash my paw.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going to fire my short bow at it.
That is an unfortunate miss. Do you have just the one attack?
That's a good question.
You could definitely do a cantrip as a bonus action, though. Which... Oh, you don't have it?
Yeah, I don't have any cantrips that would help, actually.
Perhaps on your next time you should do that. Give yourself the ability to have like a scorching ray type thing as a bonus action. But that's okay.
Actually.
If she has healing word, that's a bonus action.
Yeah, and I think that that's your main bonus action right now.
Yeah, does anybody need healing word? I'm not... Well, actually, yes. Tell you what, I'm going to throw a healing word on Lucretia. Let me just make sure that's not touch range.
It isn't.
Okay.
All right,
I'm
well,
helping!
here's one thing. Were you going to move at all?
No.
Okay, Glud is starting to get the hang of this. He sees the necessity of what's going on and is willing to cast Burning Hands. which it failed. And takes 10 points of fire damage. The gelatinous cube moves away. Corky, you're up.
Well, not yet, but yes, I stand up.
Everyone did have a chance to turn, right? That last round, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so first thing, you stand up. That's fine. That's your movement action there.
Well, half movement, yeah.
Yeah. That's true. You could re-engage if you wanted to.
Oh yeah. Let's try to smack him with my quarterstaff again. Oops, I think you still have me as prone.
Oh, how do I get rid of that? That would be in the combat thing, right?
Yeah, probably.
There we go. Okay, try it again. All right, that is a hit. $11 points of damage to the air elemental. You have no idea how to tell if an air elemental is wounded, as far as I can tell. Perhaps you can tell me.
Yeah, I think you hear like a vacuum, air escaping or something. I don't know. Bonus action of an unarmed strike.
All right, that is a miss. Anything else?
Nope, I think I'll just stand here again.
All right, the cat starts to casually move around a little bit. Maximilian.
It nons, it chalant. Alright, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hex on the air elemental. See effects. Which may or may not actually work with that. No, that's supposed to go on me, not him. Go ahead, I can remove that. There we go. Alright, then I will try Chill Touch again.
You hit.
Alright.
Yep, in touch range though, right?
Nope. It's
Really? Cool.
like 60 feet. Basically, a spectral hand shoots out and grabs at him.
Gotcha.
Okay, Lucrezia, it's your turn.
Move around. And well, that'll hit. Oh.
You
Well, a
hit,
little.
but not for much. Anything else? Anything else? Oops, sorry, there we go. Anything else? It is the elemental's turn. It is going to try to slam attack one of each of you. Lucrezia, it misses. And it whips around Corky and hits. For 10 points of bludgeon damage. It also is going to back into you, Lucrezia.
That's uncomfortable.
And you succeed. So I'm going to let you stay exactly where you are. All right. Tabiana.
I am going back to my Scorching Ray against my better judgment. I get 3 of them. You'd think I would hit on 1, right? Scorching Ray number 1.
It does have an AC of 15, so that's pretty high.
I would hit on 1 of them. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Not when you're rolling
hope
2s and 4s anyway. There you go.
Yes!
All right, with the hit.
Hey. Now I forget what I drag on there to, there's the damage.
Yeah, should be just damage.
4 points of damage! I'm helping! Thank heaven it wasn't a fire, Ellie. And that is my turn. Oh, wait a minute. I'm somewhat damaged. I am going to... throw a healing word on myself. Actually, wait, where's Lucretia? Lucretia looks like she needs it more than I do. I rolled a 2. I'm really helping. I didn't even...
Thanks.
It didn't hurt. All right, Glut is going to do Burning Hands.
Oh, good.
And it fails. Taking 9 points of damage. Glut is going to move over by the table, too. Try to pin the thing in to the best of your ability. All right. Oop, Air Elemental is up, and it is going to do a slam attack, 1 on each of you again. It misses you, Lucrezia.
Nice.
And misses you, Corky, and is going to try to back into you, Corky. And you succeed that saving throw, so there you go. Corky, it's your turn.
Okay, quarterstaff.
Okay. That is a hit. And you did 8 points of damage.
Still standing.
Is indeed still standing.
Okay. Unarmed strike.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah, let me see. Where is it? Is it? Where is it? Where did it go? Yes, it is. Yeah, it is still standing. It is looking pretty damaged, however. Does seem to be less severe as it was. And that is
Nice.
a critical hit with a natural 20. And that was a follow-up strike?
Yeah, unarmed strike.
Very nice. You can definitely see the elemental inside is starting to weaken.
All right, and then I am going to boogie, and it'll have an attack of opportunity if it wants.
Oh, of course it does. That is a hit. For, 16 points and sends you flying backwards unconscious. I'll put you about there. You kind of run over into a bookshelf, and that is that. You'll probably be all right. Maximilian, what's up? You saw all that. You hit the elemental.
Yep.
With your school
All right.
chill touch. For 4 points of
hold on.
damage.
And 5 from my hex.
Nice. Okay.
I'll drop it on him. Probably. Don't know if that applied or not.
I manually applied it. Anything else? It is looking very weak.
Nope, that's it.
All right. Lucrezia.
Okay. Let's try and hit it again. Hey.
All right. It took some damage. It's almost dead, but it's still going. All right. The kitty trots over and seems to be taking a swipe at a thing. And it is now your turn, Tapiana.
Can I see what the kitty took a swipe at?
No.
I am starting to run low on spell slots, so I am going to once again fire my short bow. Actually, wait a minute. Corky is incapacitated, correct?
Correct. Yeah, you probably want to try to healing
I'm
word.
going to spare the dying on Corky.
Okay.
Why is it not
Excellent.
letting me? Okay, I'm trying to figure out how I do that.
Oh, let me take a look.
Oh, I need to move the Corky. I touch Corky and he is miraculously stable.
All right, and so I'm just going to make him not unconscious. And that should take care of it, right?
No, that was a cantrip. So is that a bonus action? No, it's one action. Well, healing word is a bonus action, so then I'm going to throw a teeny tiny little heal on him.
All right.
4!
Nice.
Yay!
And I gave you one back for that. Also, Tabiana, for successfully using Spare the Dying, give yourself an inspiration point.
Thank you.
Also, you get to add your wisdom modifier to that. To all
Why is
your
it not?
healing
Yeah.
stuff. Just open it and close it, and I bet it'll add it on its own. Like, yeah, click the shield.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wisdom or
All right,
charisma?
let me just say wisdom, so it should be an additional 2 points back.
Yes.
Taken care of. You're at 30 out of 37, Corky. And definitely were not feeling good there. But you were brought back quickly.
I'm helping.
Anything else you're going to do, Tabiana?
No, I'm shocked I was able to do that much, and I'm just going to sit here and go, oh my god.
All right.
Wait, it's me.
Glut is going to use his last... Actually, nope, he can't do Burning Hands anymore. He's got to do a Firebolt. And he missed. He's like, no! Corky. There you go. Just in time.
All right. I'm going to throw a Radiant Sunbolt at it.
Unfortunately, that is a miss.
And that's all I'm going to do for right now.
All right. It is going to move across the table, sending this jug flying. Smashing into the bookcase. We'll deal with that in a second. And then attacking Glud. Poor Glud. Hit. 4. 18 points of damage. Instant death.
no.
And he was just slammed into basically a fine mist. Just... And that is the end of Glud.
Oh, poor
The
Glenn. I
cat
knew him.
is continuing to bat at a thing. And the gelatinous cube is just kind of doing its thing. One more thing. Okay. All right, there we go. Tabiana, your turn.
Let's see. I'm going to use my last level 1. Actually, I'm right here by Corky, aren't I? Okay, I'm going to use my last second level spell slot. And I should have done this sooner. I'm going to cast a Prayer of Healing. Up to 6 creatures of my choice that I can see each regain hit points equal to 2d8 plus my
Unfortunately, that is something you can do after combat. It has a long casting time.
Oh, 10 minutes. Okay, that's why I didn't. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to throw a Cure Wounds. Since I am within touching range, Cure Wounds on Corky, who still has a red dot.
All right. And again, you should get your wisdom modifier on that. I'm not sure why it's not, right?
1d8 plus my spellcasting ability. Yeah.
Anyway, this manual will give you 2 more hit points back. You're at 24 total hit points. Corky. Anything
And I
else?
was at level 1, so I still have a level 2 slot, and that is it for me.
All right, Maximilian.
All right. Well, since I'm using everything anyway, I'm gonna put my Hex Blade Curse on it. And let's try this again.
Darn it, that's a miss. I mean, it is real chaotic and dusty and trying to be super careful, but maybe too careful, huh? Was there anything else you were going to do?
No, that's everything. It's a bonus action and an action.
Lucrezia, I believe you got accidentally skipped, so why don't, by both of us hitting the next turn. Sorry about that. Lucrezia, it's your turn.
Okay. I will strike again. Okay.
An unfortunate miss. Just the one attack?
Do I have more than one attack?
Well, I don't know.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Fourth
Usually
level paladin.
usually level 5 is when the extra attack starts.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's level 6.
Okay. All right.
And I think my few spells are all action based. So.
All right. So the cat lets out a loud meow, turns around. If I can get it to work. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. All right. And starts running towards you, meowing the whole time. The air elemental is going to attack you, Lucrezia. Hit on a slam attack
Oh no.
for 15 points of damage, and now a second one.
Yay.
Hit
Oh dear.
for
Ah!
18 points of damage. You fly back against the bookshelf, potentially dead, and it now moves into your space, Corky. And once again, you succeed in holding it at bay. Lucrezia, you made your
Well,
death
I guess
save.
I'm gonna stay here.
Yes, you're going to think about happier times. Maybe, probably. Corky, your turn.
Do I roll the save?
It did it automatically, and you succeeded.
Okay, awesome.
All right, it is Corky's turn.
What's
You hit. Nice. This is probably going to be it. There you go. And with a thud, you slam it, and it comes flying to the ground, dead. The cat, post-battle here, comes right up to you, Tabiana. It's like, meow, 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 meow.
Is it dinner time?
But you were just fed.
Meow, meow, meow. And it's like, it make a perception check.
Okay, I'm like kneel down before the cat and try to like look into its eyes.
All right, and give me advantage on that roll.
Okay, advantage.
All right. It's almost like it wants to show you something.
I will follow the cat.
All right, the cat leads you all the way to this back corner here and starts meowing at what appears to be a floating aberration, along with, wait a second. Something looks missing.
Hey, Corky, help me go stabilize Lucretia.
Oh shoot, I forgot about that. Something does keep in, and I don't remember what because I don't have the list. So revive Lucretia, she's probably got it.
Yeah, no, well, when we can, absolutely. But don't forget about that jug either.
That's true. The jug appears to be smashed on the ground, and nothing like immediately sprang out of it. That's got to be a good thing, right?
What is spraying out of it?
Nothing at the moment.
Oh,
So that's
good.
got to be good. At least you didn't see anything come out of it.
Meanwhile, I'm going to look at this, which is labeled as a gas spore, so I honestly thought it was going to be a flatulent beholder when I saw it on the map earlier.
Yeah, well, it's just because I've got it set that way. But your character sees it as a floating aberration. If you wish to look and make a insight check, I may be able to... You may have heard of gas spores, but you've certainly never seen one before. Yeah, you've certainly never heard of anything like that before. As far as you can tell, it's just like a weird floating beholder.
It doesn't seem to be attacking me. Hello. I'm not here to hurt you, I don't think. I'm a cleric. I like healing people and beings generally.
It's just
I
staring.
hope you're well.
And the cat is like looking at it. Jumps up. What? The cat jumped up on the shelf. It can't do that too much. And you definitely remember there was something there.
Have you been knocking things off the shelf again?
It's going meow, meow, meow.
and this floating thing is not hurting the cat.
No, it just seems to be sitting there.
I will move a little closer so I can continue looking at the cat, but I'm still staying a little bit away from the gas for, or this floating aberration thing.
All right, you see the telltale signs of something being dragged across the floor, back towards that window.
Window to the east or the west?
To the east.
Guys, I think somebody's been in here.
My ethereal money is on a hag of some variety at this point. Just a wild guess.
Yeah,
By the way,
same. I'm wondering
There's
if
a mouse trying to steal this scroll.
Diversion.
do I know what's missing? Do we have enough of a list that I know what's missing?
Only because, remember, you already took a look at this thing. This was the thing that was marked O as an orb. The orb is missing.
The one that was flashy.
Guys, the flashy orb is missing, and there's marks here that looks like something was dragged, but how big was the orb? You wouldn't really drag an orb, would you? You would either carry it or it's round, you would roll it, I would
I mean,
think.
you kind of smack your head and go, orb, or maybe like a crystal ball.
Just gonna lay here bleeding.
Perhaps, yes. Perhaps, huh? You did stabilize, though, didn't you? I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't be complaining. I am just saying you did stabilize. And I'm actually going to give everyone a rest here again.
Thank heaven.
Oh, I feel much better.
So, thankfully, although it appears that you have let yet another thing leave your grasp, that you're not being attacked by anything too big, it almost seems like, I mean, Maximilian, it occurs to you, this tactic is very similar to what happened just yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
They distract you on one end of the store and then pull something from the other end.
Right. So let's avoid that in the future. We'll set up both ends and try to go after one thing while taking a look at the other side. But be that as it may, what are we going to do with this corpse?
Of Glut?
Yep.
I mean, it's not like you knew him very well. If
Is
you were to
there
just
anything left?
say, let's eat him, I might have a problem with that, but...
Well, we can probably... I mean, we should store him outside at least.
Well, I don't know. Can you inhabit his body?
I don't know. I haven't tried such a thing.
I mean, if anything is going to help facilitate that, it probably exists here.
Well, I'm just thinking somebody's incorporeal here. I was hoping we might be able to find something that would recorporealize him, but disposable body, so to speak, is available. Yeah.
There's not.
I mean,
remember,
you're not wrong.
there's only so much body to be had, though. Remember, he kind of exploded, just from the force of the air elemental impact. It was pretty hideous. There's some of that.
Well, yeah, but so did Maximilian.
It's presumed during this rest that you at least put him outside, because remember, it's getting coldish. It's getting on towards winter, so it would make sense to at least get the body outside.
Preserve him a little.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you haven't had to worry too much about wolves. Remember, it's been oddly quiet around this town, almost like a complete ghost town, without much animal life at all. So maybe there's a reason for that. Otherwise, what at this point would you like to do? I'm going to give you an opportunity before we hit our 8:30 break to just think a little bit about, before we kind of move into the next stage of whatever is going to be happening here, an opportunity to kind of do some work on your end. What kind of investigatory work would you like to do? What do you want to know? And how do you think you need to prepare for it?
Somebody check out the jar that got smashed.
It appears to have some ancient runes on it. It's smashed. It appears to be some kind of clay, some kind of ancient clay jar, and unfortunately smashed.
I'm going to continue trying to figure out what this kitty is trying to tell me.
I think the cat is trying to tell you that there was a thing here, and now its butt is there instead.
Kitty butt.
Because it was kind of in
gently.
combat itself.
I'm going to scratch the cat gently at the base of the tail.
All right. It jumps down and then walks over to this back door, and then just sits and stares at you. It looks like there would be enough space, despite you boarding that door, to put the orb through it.
And we saw a rat, right?
That's right, you did see a rat.
A rat would not be able to lift the orb.
Might be able to push it.
Yeah, maybe that's what these things that look like drag marks are. Maybe the rat pushed the crystal ball over here and that the hag reached through and got it.
Maybe it wasn't a rat.
Maybe it wasn't a rat, but it looked like a rat. So it was something small like that that probably couldn't lift a crystal ball.
I don't know, I guess we'll have to find out, maybe.
Well, since we're just throwing things around, let's say the rat was a hag in disguise. If it still had its magical capabilities, it could have used those to move it. Like a mage hand something. Like this broken jar bits, see? Put it back.
So I want to kind of look around. You know, we've been here for a while now. Does there seem to be any order to the store? As in, this corner has maybe this type of stuff, and this corner has maybe this type of stuff. Anything like that?
Give me a series of checks, a couple of, like, perception, insight, history, whatever you've got proficiency in. Give me a couple of them.
Is that for everybody?
Well, no, particularly Corky.
In or out of the tower?
In is fine. Great.
How many you want? How many is this Aries?
Yeah, one more. All right, you've at least seen some of this before in your studies, so it does look like this back left corner is mostly about alchemy, alchemistry, that the dark arts there. The right side there appears to be perhaps transmutation or, summoning, perhaps. This bit from this, behind the, I guess you could call it greeting counter, appears to be mostly an intake processing style facility. You see a bunch of books up on the whole northern and, kind of northwestern walls here. It seems to mostly be books. And a little bit of, perhaps, potion making.
I kind of relay that to everybody. All right, this area looks like it's mostly this. That area looks like it's mostly that.
Okay. Well, that makes a sense,
Just as an aside, I'm still listed as unconscious.
Oh, let me take care of that. All right. So, anything else? Now that you have a pretty good sense of this is indeed a magical, warehouse. Some of it's going to be really dangerous. Some of it could be potentially useful. It's all going to be certainly really powerful.
Trick is figure out which is which.
And you do know, it appears like you know where all the traps are at this point.
Well, does anybody know anything about potion making?
Not really. I don't know, a little bit. You could. If you wanted to spend the afternoon trying to put some stuff together, you could give it a shot. I don't know how it's going to turn
I know
out.
some Arcana, but
Is there anything
Well,
in particular that you were aiming for? Like, if you were like, we need a potion of sea invisibility, perhaps, or something, perhaps there's something we could do there.
or
I wasn't necessarily looking for anything particular per se, other than, still trying to find a way to bring Maximilian back somehow. So I didn't know if maybe a potion would do that, or maybe something in the summoning or augmenting area here might be able to do that. I don't know.
Wait, what do you mean bring him back?
Well, he's ethereal, right?
Well, kind of ethereal, right? But you're still what you are, though. You've been this the whole time, right, Maximilian?
well, since I got blown up.
Yeah, right. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, well, that probably would be more about planar study, and although a place like this might be good for it, you suspect you would not have the time right now. If this ends up being months, then you might well have time to start looking into that, but that's not the kind of thing you're going to be able to whip together in an evening.
Right. Okay.
But yes, I ain't got nobody.
Ain't got no... Okay, never mind.
No, it's fine. That was a
Catch
setup.
him over.
All right, so we are at 8:30, so we're going to take a 5-minute break here. Give everyone a chance to stretch their legs, get something to eat or drink or what have you, and then we'll be back in 5 minutes with the next half of Minding the Store Part 2 right here on D&D Night on DDOstream. Thanks for being here, and I'm going to mute the mics. Back in 5. go. All right, welcome back, everyone, to D&D Night on DDOstream, right here on twitch.tv/DDOstream. We'll be here until 10 o'clock tonight playing tabletop Dungeons and Dragons with a bunch of DDO players, including Corky, Lucrezia, Maximilian, and Tabiana. We just got done with a big fight against an air elemental that had gotten perhaps released from something or other, while whatever it was that perhaps released it made off with the object of what they were actually looking for.
They're not coming through.
All right. I actually was coming through on Twitch, but not over in Discord. So sorry about that, Discordians. You are back. Everyone in the party. That would be Corky, Lucrezia, Maximilian, and Tabiana. So we just got done with the big fight. I'm going to give you a rest. I believe I just did. But now would also be a good time to swap out a spell or two if you want to, kind of preparing for whatever you think might be happening in the future. You know, for example, that at least 2 hags, one of which may be the daughter of the one you fought yesterday and almost killed, know where you are. So, before this, remember, took place largely in the morning, and then throughout the afternoon I let you rest in that for your 8 hours while you cataloged the area and figured out what was going on about the various sections of the store. So, do you want to, like, say, do some work to reinforce it? Do you want to do some spell work? What would you like to do?
All right. Lucretia was memorizing some new spells. Let's see. We'll definitely want to keep an eye down here as well, so we can try and watch both ends of the store at the same time, so we don't keep getting switched on.
Well, next time there's something overt happening, have like some ranged people going in the other direction, I guess.
Simple but effective, I guess, huh?
Hopefully.
All right. So towards evening, the cat goes, and about a minute later, it hits you. It is starting to get colder. Last time it started to get colder, you had an oncoming hag try to attack you. One might assume that might be happening again.
Yeah, that's my assumption. Anybody got any trap making abilities?
I do not, and I'm kind of stuck right now. I'm trying to swap a spell in Fantasy Grounds that's just like frozen on me.
Yeah, mine's frozen too.
Oh, good.
Oh, I can't see. I was just waiting on Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah.
Fantasy Grounds is like moving at the speed of molasses for me.
Okay.
Pull up your library and do you have anything actually listed over in the module section? Because if not, then you need to go into modules and load them up.
I do understand that, and I did that, and that's what's locking me up, loading modules.
All right. Well, it is starting to get colder here, so I would say you are on alert, maybe, to want to get into a combative stance.
All right.
Also, all of my level 2 spells have disappeared. That's weird.
Oh, there we go.
I
From
hear a
outside, you
howl.
hear a howl. Yep.
My whole thing is just logged down. I don't know if I need to restart or what.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't hurt. That's fine. Just close out Fantasy Grounds and come on and back in if you want. That's fine. We'll get you set up.
I'm doing the same. I'm having some serious issues here.
Yep, maybe it went. Something happened when we went AFK. Maybe.
I guess it didn't appreciate having two people downloading their modules at the same time.
All right, well, that sounds good then. What I'm going to do is actually pull back up our coming soon screen. Sorry, everyone. We'll be back in 5 minutes, and I'll basically mute everything so that we can just figure out what's going on, get everyone set back up, and I'll be back in a minute.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. All right, so we should be back. We have some people doing some loading issues here on Fantasy Grounds. Hopefully that'll get resolved in the near future. So, you heard a howl from outside, and I assume one of you wishes to take a look through the window?
I am actually right here at this window with the cat, so I will peek through this window.
Yeah, the cat went on its back and was like... You see, in front of you, 3 hellhounds, each tied on a leash, being held by a dretch. Behind that dretch are at least a couple little monster things flying with wings, along with not only the hag you met this morning, but the hag you fought yesterday. And wait a second, did you say 3? No, actually behind the other part of the fountain, now that you look, you see another dretch and another 3 hellhounds. They seem to be, the hags appear to be smiling, as if they're not necessarily in a big hurry.
Well, that's not the best.
So, crap. What are you gonna do now?
I guess we can look for something dangerous that will help us out.
Well, I'd say we just stay in here, and presumably they'll try to come through the front door or come through a door, and natural bottleneck, hopefully. And I don't know if we've got anything we can move in a way to try to make it more of a bottleneck, but
Maybe push some of these desks.
Okay. What looks intentionally dangerous in here?
Everything.
Well, most things in here look like if you didn't know they were dangerous, it'd be a problem, right? Like it's a rug, it's a chest. Is there anything like? Well, this thing's covered in spikes and.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, in
Essential
particular, you know, just enough to know because you've been fighting a few of them, that some of the monsters that can be summoned by these things are no joke. Maybe you could lob some of this conjuration stuff into the crowd or something.
Yes, that's.
It would, however, unleash whatever it is.
Right. Well, either that or they come in and take whatever they want. Type option.
That's true. I mean, you do know, I
Looks-
think you fought some centipedes earlier.
This is the summoning side, and the other side's the alchemical
Yep.
side, correct?
I think, yeah, basically. At least that's what it seems to be. And you did fight, I guess some giant centipedes earlier that were in one of the things as well. So you could probably find a few more jars of that, recognize them, and chuck a few centipedes at them.
Okay.
I'm all for throwing centipedes at things.
I mean, hopefully it lets them makes them expend some resources at least.
Yeah. I mean, you did reinforce it. You've got a gelatinous cube. Maybe you could force the gelatinous cube to stay in one place.
I don't know. Can we corral them by the front door?
Probably.
Yeah, mule.
Probably.
That way.
You could probably figure that out if you really wanted to, and you had time.
Well, time is the question. Really want to? Yes. So there you go.
What's this coffin look like it wants to do?
No one's opened it yet.
Yeah. Is it like up on top of the shelf, or is it leaning up against it?
It is inset in. Oh,
I think it's a full-size coffin.
yeah,
It's
it is a
not
full-size
far,
coffin, and it is inset into the shelf at a slight angle. It could be opened. It is in a position to be opened, if perhaps that's a clue. But it is dusty. It looks like it has not been opened in some time.
I feel like some of this stuff might be more likely to be on their side than ours, though.
right? It's
Let's not
really
chuck them out some allies.
well. I think it's really more neutral, and it's just attack whatever's around it. Would be my guess. But yeah, if I can try to corral the cube up towards the main entrance, I want to try to do that.
That way, when they bust through, they
Yeah, so
walk
given
into it.
So
The
given
cube,
enough
yes.
time, you can. I'm going to say you can use your quarterstaff and kind of push it where you need it to be. However, you're going to need time for that.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see, I guess, whether they're going to sit there for maybe let's say 20 minutes it's going to take you to do this, or whatever. If that's the case, then you might need to just delay or distract them, or just hope that they plan to sit there for the next 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think Maximilian was working on grabbing and chucking something to hopefully distract them for about 20 minutes.
Or whatever. What's M?
I'll just grab it, open the door, chuck it outside, and try to break it.
I was gonna say, I know what the jar looked like that had the centipedes in it. So if I see anything that looks kind of like that, I'll grab him and chuck it out.
Yeah, you can
Try to hit something hard enough that it breaks.
Yeah, you can do that. You find two of the centipede jars. So you have two jars that you know will have some kind of centipedes inside of it, and you can chuck those. That's no problem. You asked what M was. M appears to be some kind of map.
Okay. How about P?
It is definitely a
I don't see a
potion.
map coming.
It is
immediate.
definitely a potion of
Seems
something
like
or
the
other.
thing
You're not coming
that
through.
would be the most useful right now.
It is
so-
definitely a potion of something or other.
Okay.
I am going to, move up here to the upper half of the store, and I will say to Esnizarius Jr. that he is welcome to come with me if he wants. I just feel like with all that stuff outside, there's safety in numbers, even though it's not in here yet. Come with me.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm
The
going to try
cat
to
has
go
no
through.
problem with this and tends to be following you right now.
Oh,
I have a feeling they're going to try to go through the lower door as well. If not, come around to the back. But
All right. So am I able to chuck out these bottles?
what do you?
No problem. No
Go
problem.
ahead.
How would you like to chuck them out? Do you want to throw it in their midst? Do you want to lay it outside? I guess what do you want to?
No, I
What
want
do you
to.
actually want
I
to
want
do
to
here?
throw it like it's a Molotov cocktail right at him.
All right. Well, that is going to involve a roll then. Basically, let's just say a missile attack roll.
Okay.
I will put you briefly on the outside by the porch because you're going to have to open the door to do that. There you go.
All right. So I will, I guess, target this group of hellhounds that's the closest to me
Yep.
and just throw. So what do you want me to roll?
Just a dex, right?
Dex.
Well, I mean, doing a ranged attack roll but I think it's without your proficiency. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
Well-
essentially what I'm looking for. Either way, if you roll a d20, we'll figure it out.
Oh, I don't know why that did with advantage.
Because you know how to chuck potions. I mean, come on. You can figure that out. So you hit it right. Where did you want to hit?
I was kind of aiming for the middle Hellhound, so it kind of is right in the middle of that little group.
Okay, so
Hellhound
like
number
Hellhound
2.
2. All right, so it shatters. The Hellhound crunches it with its teeth, and a couple of giant centipedes come writhing out of it, attacking the Hellhound. It goes, ruff, 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 ruff. It is a Hellhound, and the Dretch is like rearing up. You've got the attention also of Althea and Althea's alleged mother. They look your way and smile with big teeth.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So do I have a second bottle, you said?
Yes.
All right. Well, when I can again, I'll do the same thing, except no, that's too far away.
You could. It would be a big lob. It would be one of those Hail Mary football passes because you got to lob it over the fountain. But you can do it.
Yeah, all right, why not? So,
And hey, if you don't, it still smashes into something.
that's true. I mean,
You
the
rolled
goal
a
is for it
19.
to break and emit
Despite getting
centipedes
advantage
anyway,
again.
but hitting them is extra bonus.
Despite getting advantage again, you actually, I'm going to call it because I don't know why either. We'll figure it out. I'm not worried. You do. You hit it right, and you wanted it to be on Hellhound 5, right?
Yep.
Smash. And it comes crawling right out and starting to attack it.
And
What
then
would
I
you like
yell,
to do
"Go
now?"
home!" and go back in.
Okay, you're going to go back in.
Yes, as quickly as I can.
All right. Well, you relay what happened, I presume, to the rest of the party. There's a lot out
Yep.
there, but you've distracted them, maybe.
Every
You
little
hear
bit.
barking, like kind of hellhound howling and stuff.
All right. As I continue looking, I guess Eleanor.
All right. L is going to be a lamp, and R is going to be a rutabaga.
Oh, throw the rutabaga at him.
Potion, rutabaga.
You've seen just how deadly plants can be that you eat, so you know.
Well, if he doesn't, then my plan is to go get that rutabaga and chuck it at him. I'll go all out.
What's the question mark?
Some kind of curio. In this case, it looks like some kind of small box, maybe for a ring, something ring-sized.
Okay. Does the rug, like this rug, does it look like a similar rug to the one we had to fight?
No, although it's clearly magical. Sorry, no, although it's clearly magical. However, you don't really have much time before you start hearing a banging on the door.
Well, in that case, I'll ready myself. Have someone else do a thing.
It looks
I'm
like
not-
it sounds like a couple of the hellhounds are bashing out the door there.
Yeah, I'm gonna move. If I don't have time to throw the rutabaga, I'm gonna move back behind this pit trap.
Yeah, you will have time to either throw the rutabaga or move behind the pit trap. Which would you like?
Oh gosh, I gotta throw the rutabaga, so I'll go get the rutabaga.
All right, you get it, and note that this time it would probably be unwise to open the door and chuck it out the door.
Now I'll ready myself with the rutabaga for when the door pops open. So I'll kind of move back around, like here. Well, you know.
All right, I'm going to give everyone. Let me know where you want to be when you roll for initiative.
Oh boy.
I'm good.
I'm where I'm at. Yep.
How goes the prodding project?
I don't know, but I think a change of plans. I think I'm going to prod it to the lower door.
Okay.
You've largely been able to get it where you need to be. Where you want it to be by the lower left or lower right?
Lower right.
So approximately over here? Yep. All right, you successfully get it wrangled in and put... I can't really quite do it, but we're going to say you move like some of the table and furniture and stuff to sort of box it in, essentially. And at least for now, it seems to mostly be there. It does, however, appear that you at least have 2 hellhounds at the door.
That's better than 6 hellhounds.
True.
And let's roll for initiative.
Go, Corky.
We actually see the hellhounds.
Yep. We roll NPC initiative. Here we go. Sorry. There we go. And there is no air elemental. I just need to get rid of that.
I was about to say something, but there might be. I know where the scroll is for it.
Yeah, there could be. Right.
You still have it, don't you?
Uh-huh.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Bad
All
hellhounds can't read. Just
All
hold
right.
it up to them. Let them read it.
So, Corky, what would you like to do?
Oh, I'm going to toss a radiant bolt at one of the hellhounds. I think I'm in range.
It's on the other side of the door. So remember, you're going to either bust down your own door.
Oh, okay. So they're
Yep.
they're at the door, but not in the door. But the door hasn't opened yet.
Yep.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to hold my action until the end of the round.
The cat curls up on the rug and starts to go to sleep. You don't know what these people are doing, but you do know what 1 and 3 is. Oh, sorry, Maximilian, it's yours.
Okay. Do you guys want me to open this door so we can close it? Or do we want to wait for them to break it down?
Let's open it because they're gonna come in anyway, and that way it won't be broken. That's my thought anyway.
Okay.
Then we can close it later.
All right. Then I'll use my mage hand to open the door.
All right, the hellhounds burst
For
through.
people to do things.
All right, the hellhounds burst through the door, and now they're clear targets.
Okay. What do we got?
Oh, punch it with the rutabaga.
Okay. I'm debating between spiritual weapon and scorching ray.
Spiritual weapon.
Okay. I am going to cast spiritual weapon. Basically, I need to just draw that somewhere.
Yeah, we'll put out a little token for it, right?
Oh, and this is the bonus action, so I could actually do. No, I can't cast a spell and a spell, can I? Even
No,
if
but
it's
you
a
can cast a
bonus action?
cantrip.
Cantrip.
I am going to put a spiritual weapon. Right to the south of Hellhound number 1. The square directly to the south. I'm guessing I can't put it on him.
Sorry, what was that?
It's ethereal.
If I can put it on him? Yeah, if he's a Hellhound, if I can put it on him, then absolutely.
All right, that
I mean,
0
no.
is going to be your spiritual weapon.
Hmm?
That 0 will be your spiritual weapon.
It's a chakra.
But there, so it's kind of on the Hellhound, but also off the Hellhound, so you can still target the Hellhound.
Okay, sounds good. If you're going to attack, attack. If you can.
I will shoot my short bow at it. I will
That is a
miss
miss.
spectrally. And that
And
will
you can
be
have your... Sorry. I was going to say, and your spiritual weapon gets to attack this turn too.
Oh, it does. I can't
Mhm.
remember what does and doesn't. Okay. Indeed it does. And I'm going to miss. So, yeah, I'm going to be getting new dice while the rest of you finish the rest of the turn.
Yeah, you missed again, unfortunately. All right.
Slightly different color green.
Speaking of which...
Lucrezia, you're up.
Okay, let me. So it won't let me untarget Hellhound 5. I don't know why. I'm hitting clear target. Anyway, so I'm going to chuck the rutabaga at Hellhound 3. It still has Hellhound 5 targeted, though. So I don't know how to change that. Should I just
Yeah, not
roll
sure.
like a crossbow? Or
Yeah, you should just be able to... Yeah, you should just be able to roll the attack on it, right? All right, so that is... Why are you getting 2 attacks, though? Do you know?
no?
It must be because you have advantage against something, but I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so did I miss with the rutabaga? If we just
Make
do the
sure you
first
don't
one.
have advantage toggled, right?
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
All right, well, we're just going to let it go then. You hit.
Okay. What's damage for a rutabaga?
Oh, so the rutabaga smashes into it, and you hear this like ethereal oh my god, this screeching that you've just never heard before. It's really, really terrible. And this black cloud starts to ooze from the rutabaga. No, you hit, Hellhound 3 with this. So you just see like this darkness just starting to consume Hellhound 3.
Well, hopefully that won't backfire.
All right. You don't know what they're doing, and the gelatinous cube is doing what it's doing. So we are back at the top of the order with Corky.
All right, I'm gonna throw a radiant bolt at the Hellhound. Was it number 1 there?
That is a miss.
And that's gonna be my turn.
All right, Tabiana.
Okay. Since it is my turn, does my spiritual weapon attack again?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. Yes!
Critical hit. Nice.
I think you found your color.
I think I
I
have.
have.
All right, roll for damage. Nice. 15 points of damage, too.
And
Since that's the spirit, that does not count as an action, right? So I can still...
Correct. Yeah, it attacks
just your bonus
independently.
action.
Mhm. Actually, your bonus action is it can... Is it your bonus action that it can move, or the bonus action that it attacks?
Both.
Okay. But I thought you could move and attack at the same time.
You can, like, you can use your
Oh, for
For the
the
bonus
duration,
action
or
to
I
make
can
it
use
move and
this
attack.
skill again. It's not
Okay.
concentration. So do I need... Can I cast another spell?
I believe it is concentration, isn't it?
It is not concentration. One bonus action, 60 feet. Verbal somatic, 1 minute.
Great. Then yes.
Okay.
Prepare for scorching ray, you jerk. Trying to hurt my friends.
No, this is a hellhound.
Oh,
The scorching ray is not going to do anything.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
This thing, guys. Scorching ray or not?
this thing is made of fire.
On
Probably
fire
something.
already.
I missed what you said. Liz.
It's on fire already. You probably noticed.
Yeah. Oh, shoot, all of my stuff. Scorching ray, flaming sphere,
burning hand.
burning hands.
Well, it's a flaming sphere's like a ball. I mean, you know,
Guiding bolt.
fire, dog, ball. Here, doggy, fetch.
It's
Fire damage. I'll just fire my short bow at it.
That is a hit.
Go me. I am helping.
All right, damage. Are you going to move or anything?
I'm going to stay where I am. I am going to say to the kitty, look out, bad doggies. Make sure you're safe. And that's my turn.
Okay. You see one of the hags pop through the door.
I see? Or we all see?
You all see. Well, you see the door open, then her appear just in time to cast a spell on you, Lucrezia.
Oh, fun. Uh-oh.
Which, thankfully,
Oh,
you succeeded, so you are not paralyzed.
Yay.
Then, she pops back through the door.
She didn't get touched by the rutabaga, did she?
Nope. All right, Maximilian.
Your
All
pals.
right.
Welcome.
let's keep working on the one that's actually engaged. And it failed its save. Fantastic. So it takes 2 cold damage and the frostbite effect, giving it disadvantage on its next attack.
Great. Okay. So it is the turn of, let's see. This little guy pops through the door. Oops. You see like a little imp-like creature, a little kind of homunculus-looking thing that pops through the door and flies straight at you, Lucrezia, and tries to attack.
Oh, fun. We're just having a little party over here.
And hits for 4 points of piercing damage. You need to save versus con, which I can have it do.
Okay.
Which you failed. For 12 points of poison damage.
Oh.
Owie.
It's a
The
good thing I
cat
got your lay on hands working.
does not like that creature. Clearly, that cat does not like that creature, for it hisses, makes a beeline towards it, and attacks. And hits for 1 point of slashing damage. Now, Hellhound 3 is engaged with the being consumed and is howling and howling and howling in some kind of infernal evil. Hellhound 1 is right next to you, Lucrezia. I'm sorry. It's going to attack.
At least it has disadvantage.
And, thankfully, with that disadvantage, it is a miss.
Phew.
Lucrezia, your turn.
All right. Well, I will fire back, I guess. Let's see. Rapier. Oh.
That's a miss.
Fine. I don't think I have any. Yeah, so that's me. Swing and a miss.
Are you going to try to disengage or anything? I mean, it would be an attack of opportunity, maybe, but you might need it. I mean, you tell me, right?
Wait, is lay on hands an action or a bonus action? It doesn't
It's
say.
an action.
It's an action? Okay.
There's
Yeah,
often,
I'm
if you're
gonna-
a fighter, though, like a action surge type thing that's a bonus action.
I don't have
So
anything
isn't
like
the
that.
whole point of disengage
yeah.
that you don't get the attack of opportunity against you?
That is, but you would be doing disengage as an action, and you had attacked.
So I will try and step back.
All right. Normally, you would get an attack of opportunity from both the Imp and the Hellhound, but Esnazarius Jr. goes and blocks their attacks, stopping them from attacking you.
Oh,
Thanks,
poor
kitty.
Be careful, kitty.
All right. Now, what do I want to happen?
The bad dogs better not hurt that kitty.
All right, so the other hag pops in, takes one look at you, Maximilian, and says, some kind of ghost you are. You need to succeed a wisdom save, which I will have it do. And you succeeded, so you do not take psychic damage.
Hooray.
She then, too, pops back through the door. All right, Tabiana, top of the order. You're up.
Okay, first off, spiritual weapon. Oh. Well, maybe I should change my
Yeah.
dice roller back. And I'm going to fire my trusty short bow at it again. I think I accidentally just shot myself in the foot.
Yeah, unfortunately, it just ga-ding, and it dinged off your own spiritual weapon. All right. Thankfully, you do not see a sign this turn of the hag, but the Hellhound 1 takes a swipe at Esnazarius.
No!
Whew, and missed.
Oh,
Lucrezia, you're up.
Yikes. All right. I feel pretty hurty, so I am just going to plop a bunch of lay on hands on myself. No, not to the Hellhound. Whoops.
Darn it. All right, I'll take away 20 hit points on it. Actually, I don't know what it was at, but it's fine. And you need 20. All right, there you go.
It's just not letting me untarget stuff.
It's fine. I think I need to do that. I don't know why it won't let you, but I can clear it, so.
Okay.
I'm just going to
Thank
leave
you.
that tab up, because I'm not used to dealing with that tab, but that's fine. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Corky, you're up.
I level my blunderbuss at the imp.
All right. There you go.
the blunderbuss.
Lucrezia backs aside, seeing it get lowered briefly.
I don't know how good his aim is.
Boom! Hit. For 9 points of damage. And it takes it right into the chest. We have a blunderbuss-like weapon where if it does I believe it's a critical hit, something like 18 and up, it'll actually do an instant death. It basically blows their limbs or head or some vital organ away. Otherwise, it's a d12 damage, but it's basically a once per battle item. Anything else, Corky?
Nope.
All right. Imp number 1 is going to pop and become invisible.
Yeah, but we all know kitties can see invisible things, so...
It takes a swipe, but misses where it just was. Maximilian.
All right, time to manifest some self here. All right, so
Rolled a 12. That is a miss.
let's see. Once that's number 1. And as a bonus action, I'll put a hex on it. Works on me.
I put a spell on you.
Why did it do damage on you?
It didn't. It will do damage, extra damage when I hit the thing.
Okay. All right, Hellhound 3 is struggling with essentially being turned into something really, truly awful. You think the last of its life is largely being consumed. The cat jumps
Oh, sneezing.
back away from the Hellhound. It is, after all, made of fur, not going to get tussle with the Hellhound. And it bolts back under the rug.
Good kitty. Stay there where it's safe, kitty.
All right. Nona is going to pop back through the door and do one more shot, this time at you, Maximilian, with a hold person.
Okay.
Oops. Shoot. I didn't give you the save. Let me try to redo that.
Sir Palace, I think the first step to applying to play on D&D night would be to join the Discord. I actually have the chat up on the tablet, so I don't have a good way to post a link in chat. Because the DM changes every week. I think there's only one. This is a 3-shot, right? So there's only one more.
Correct.
But depending on who's DMing, a lot of times people are looking for players to join. I don't know, whether there's any specific application process or
Nope.
if you just
Hey, if all you want to do...
you have room, and if they have room.
Yep, that sounds great. Especially you can go to our Discord, and I'll get a invite into the chat here shortly for that. Just pop into our tavern here, introduce yourself, and let people know you're interested in being a player. And I would not be surprised if someone didn't reach out to you within a few weeks and see what you were up to. So, sounds good. All right, unfortunately, Maximilian, you failed your saving
I
throw,
did.
and
Totally.
yes, and are now paralyzed.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. Luckily, it waited until I was in melee.
Imp 1 suddenly becomes visible, only to attack you, Tabiana,
Hey, that's not nice.
and missed.
Ha! Neener.
Let's see. Hellhound 2. Oh, okay. The cat is hiding, and 3 is
It can
now
stay
not
there.
a hellhound anymore. It is dead.
Yay! Pop that impulse.
Tabiana.
Okay, I still have my spiritual weapon over here on Hellhound number 1, so let's get that out of the way. Yay! Does that roll 2 dice? Another 7 points of damage. Since that's kind of a bonus, I will once again fire my short bow at it. That hits?
You'll be at disadvantage
Oh, I will. Okay.
because you have the imp right next to you. Firing your short bow would be at disadvantage.
Oh, shoot.
Shoot, I forgot I had the imp right next. Can I not
hit the hellhound?
Can I just take that back and, even though I did hit, can I just swing my quarterstaff at the imp instead?
Sure, no problem.
Well, I should not have checked disadvantage on that one, should I?
You would not have been at disadvantage now.
Correct.
Okay. I dropped a 9. Would a 12 have hit?
Let's see. Against the imp?
Against the imp.
Normally just re-roll it because you don't know which one would have been first.
Yeah, we'll call it a hit. That's fine. So you hit it.
Okay. 1d6 plus 1 go.
Boom! And it is now
That impulse.
unconscious, dying.
Oh.
Kablam. All right, anything else?
That is my turn. Except I'm going to look back and give the kitty a thumbs up.
Sweet. You hear a meow. Corky, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to throw a sunbolt at the hag.
Nice.
All right, so that was a success.
Okay. And then I'm going to spend a key point and fire 2 more at her.
All right. That's a miss. And a hit. Nice. Made the concentration check and for that hold person, right? And then did take damage.
And that is my turn.
All right. So we have got Althea pops back through the door and casts a vicious mockery. Sorry.
Is that rutabaga still going?
Whatever it was just consumed the hellhound.
Okay, so no residual stuff to attack the hags then as she comes through the
Not
door.
yet, anyway.
Okay, cool.
Wisdom save on the Lucretia here, which you succeeded, so you do not take damage despite the really awful thing that she just said about you. And then she pops back through the door. Lucretia, it's your turn.
Lucretia. I'll try to target some people. Make sure.
All right. Currently, Lucretia, Corky, and Maximilian have been targeted with a bless, presumably, right?
Bless. Yep.
And that all appears to have procced appropriately.